Welcome to Bull News. Our topic today is attacks and ambushes. The Republican race for Indiana's open Senate seat may devolve into a Republican civil war. It's not even technically a race yet, but the developing Republican primary battle for Indiana's open Senate seat is heating up quickly. Rep. Jim Banks, a 43-year-old former state senator and Afghanistan war veteran who is in his fourth term representing a Northeast Indiana district, formally announced his candidacy for the Senate in a 2024 run to succeed GOP Senator Mike Braun, who announced last month that he will run for governor of Indiana rather than seek re-election. Former two-term Republican Governor Mitch Daniels, a 73-year-old former top official and then President George W. Bush's administration, who served as president of Purdue University for the past decade until stepping down at the end of last year, could be joining Banks in the coming weeks. The GOP Senate primary in reliably red Indiana could turn into a new skirmish in the ongoing Republican Civil War, with attacks and counterattacks already underway even before Daniels has made a decision to run, and former President Donald Trump's political allies taking part in the political fireworks. Banks, the first contender to declare, is emphasizing his conservative credentials, telling Fox News Digital as he announced his candidacy that Indiana needs a conservative senator and touting his experience as a strong conservative voice in the House. The congressman talked with Trump last week, before the launch of his campaign, and boasted in an interview with Fox News that I admire President Trump and what he has accomplished for our country and the Republican Party. He is still very popular in Indiana, and of course, I would love to receive President Trump's endorsement because it would be a huge display of support from someone who battled hard to put America first and with whom I fought alongside while he was president. According to sources in the former president's orbit, Trump is keeping a watch on the Indiana primary, and some on his team regard the primary as a barometer of the Trump brand's sustained strength in the GOP. And those in Trump's inner circle have already pounced on Daniels. The establishment is attempting to recruit weak Reno Mitch Daniels to run for U.S. Senate in Indiana, Trump Jr. tweeted last Friday. He'd be like Mitt Romney 2.0. That prompted a reaction from longtime Daniels advisor and friend Mark Lubbers, who told Fox News on Thursday that Trump's eldest son's tweet last week was a surprise attack. We had no desire to pick a confrontation with the Trump administration. This could have been an enlightening election held in a civic-spirited manner. We didn't choose this conflict, but we're not suckers. A source close to Banks told Fox News that I genuinely don't think Daniels' loyalists are doing the former governor any favors with the Republican electorate by criticizing Trump, which makes me wonder whether they're really serious about running for the Senate in the first place. According to the source, the disagreements between Jim Banks and Mitch Daniels are a lot more substantive than their emotions about Donald Trump, from China police to corporate wokeness. Daniels supporters are outraged by such criticisms of the former governor, who has long been known as a conservative. It's ludicrous for those individuals to try to characterize Mitch Daniels as not conservative, Lubbers said. A GOP strategist who has worked on numerous Senate campaigns and asked to remain anonymous in order to speak freely described the upcoming showdown as a classic battle between a candidate who identifies with the Republican conservative base, Jim Banks, and a potential candidate, Mitch Daniels, who has been out of the race for quite some time. We'll see who wins the Republican primary voters' hearts and minds. However, Lubbers believes that the prevailing assumption that a primary between Banks and Daniels would be an establishment Republican versus Trump Republican brawl is wrong. This is about the distinction between individuals who want to battle the progressive left and those of us who want to beat the progressive left, Lubbers contended. To accomplish this, we must an optimistic and constructive conservatism that generates majorities, wins elections, and makes policy. Not just foaming at the mouth and counting teams, which I believe the Trump wing of the party engages in. The approval of a few cannot be the goal. The goal must be to win elections and form a majority administration. The country is ready to make a more conservative transition. The Trump wing of the party is a barrier to this. The Trump administration disagrees, and charges Daniels' time has come and gone. Mitch Daniels and his people appear to think it's 2003, not 2023, a source close to the former president told Fox News. Mitch Daniels' problem is that he's out of sync with the entire party, not just the Trump wing. Daniels is also facing criticism from the Club for Growth, a fiscally conservative political organization that spends lavishly in Republican primary elections. In Indiana, The group is releasing an ad claiming that Daniels is not the right guy for Indiana anymore. Banks called Daniels about his statement ahead of his campaign debut this week. They had a completely amicable chat, a person close to Banks told Fox News. However, Mitch Daniels had no bearing on Banks' choice.
Daniels will travel to Washington, D.C., in the coming days to meet with former aides and a few of current senators.
He wants to know what it's like in the Senate now, Lubbers explained. I think he wants to make a difference in a productive way, and I think that's at the heart of going to talk to some people in Washington. Indiana, formerly a swing state in presidential elections, has turned strongly red during the last 2 decades. And the winner of the Republican primary will very certainly be considered the clear frontrunner in the general election in 2024. Rep. Victoria Spartz, who represents a district in central Indiana that includes sections of Indianapolis and its suburbs, is one of the other Republicans considering a Senate run. The National Republican Senatorial Committee, NRSC, the Senate GOP's campaign arm, looks to be opposed to the prospective fight. To present, the NRSC has made no indication that it intends to participate in Indiana's Senate primary.